development, understanding, youth empowerment, academic excellence and artistry, nurture. With options to study in a homeschooling, virtual campus, and an on-campus setting, Duyan Learning Center, Mactan Arts Academy, continues to be your partner in your child's holistic education.
Hi everybody, it's Teacher Maya once again, and today I am going to share with you a topic that is very close to my heart, Duyan's play-based teaching approach in preschool. Parents of students who have been with Duyan since their preschool years know that we have always believed in the power of play in early childhood education. Play is at the very core of our preschool program. We cannot stress enough how essential it is for children to play. And because you, dear parents, are going to be implementing the lessons that our teachers will prepare, you will need to have a deeper understanding of the purpose of each activity that you will find in our lesson plans. We will need to be on the same page. When we hear the word play, what usually comes to mind? Is it toys? Games on the tablet? Let's go to Merriam-Webster's definition of play. Now, it has many meanings, but for purposes of this discussion, I will give you the third definition. Merriam-Webster defines play as a recreational activity, especially the spontaneous activity of children. Here's another definition taken from the Encyclopedia of Children's Health. Play is the work of children. It consists of those activities performed for self-amusement that have behavioral, social, and psychomotor rewards. It is child-directed, and the rewards come from within the individual child. It is enjoyable and spontaneous. And here's another one from the Encyclopedia of Early Childhood Development. Play is a spontaneous, voluntary, pleasurable, and flexible activity involving a combination of body, object, symbol use, and relationships. Recognized as a universal phenomenon, play is a legitimate right of childhood and should be part of all children's life. Those definitions alone should tell us that play is no small matter. It may seem an ordinary, everyday activity for children, but it impacts their lives in all aspects. And we are not talking about playtime on screen. We are talking about play in its purest form. Let us now go a little more specific with the benefits of play. Like I said, it affects all aspects of the child's development and develops the whole child. Play benefits the child in at least 5 domains. The first one is the physical domain. Play develops coordination, balance, and motor skills. Running, jumping, climbing, and the like develop gross motor skills or the big muscles. Play activities that involve the hands and fingers, such as clay molding, sand play, and painting, strengthen the fine motor skills, which later would help develop handwriting skills. Play also develops healthy habits. When play is a part of a child's routine, the child develops an active lifestyle. Lastly, play promotes better eating and sleeping habits. Play, especially the physical kind, allows the child to expend his energy in a very positive way, and in effect, he or she eats and sleeps well. Play also benefits the child in the socio-emotional domain. It helps increase a child's self-awareness, self-regulation, self-esteem, and self-respect, especially when a child is allowed to explore when he or she plays. Children are able to discover new things on their own and find out what they can and cannot yet do, so they know when to try something and when to back away. Play develops a child's self-confidence as they learn new skills. Play builds resilience as children encounter challenges, take risks, and problem solve. In the playground, a child needs to figure out how to climb up and down the slide. That's problem solving. Or when playing with blocks, a child would encounter certain problems, such as how to make or how not to make the blocks fall. Play provides opportunities for interaction with other children. They say the best kind of play is one where no adults are involved, where only the children manage issues such as someone not sharing, someone getting upset over a game. That is when they learn best. Play develops social skills and socially acceptable behavior. Of course, play is a natural stress reliever. Now let's proceed with the cognitive domain. First, it aids in brain development. Free play in particular, or a kind of play where there are no rules, there are just materials, and they are just free to explore anything on their own in whatever way they feel like. So it positively affects neurological development by influencing how the neural circuits of the brain are wired. Play also helps children learn to think, read, remember, reason, and pay attention. Play also benefits the child in the language domain. It allows children to exchange information, thoughts, and feelings with other children in words, actions, and signals. If we observe children at play, we would notice that they have their own language and way of communicating, which only they can understand. And lastly, play benefits the child in the creative domain. It allows children to express their imagination and creativity. Playing pretend, wearing costumes, open-ended art activities allow children to be taken to worlds as far away as they can imagine. Play also develops abstract thinking, which is the foundation for more advanced learning and problem solving. As you now see, play has numerous benefits. It is not just play after all, right? So if playing on the tablet isn't play, what is? Bob Hughes, in his article Children's Play: A Forgotten Right, gives us a list of 16 types of play. In the lesson plans that you will receive from us, you will find all of these. Let's talk about those types of play. First one is symbolic play. Using objects, actions, or ideas to represent other objects, actions, or ideas is what we would classify as symbolic play. So examples of these or of this type of play is when a child uses a cardboard tube as a telescope or pretending a piece of block is a car. This, of course, develops a child's creativity and imagination and abstract thinking. Second type of play is the rough and tumble play. This is close encounter play, which is less to do with fighting and more to do with gauging relative strength. Discovering physical flexibility and the exhilaration of display, it is also friendly and positive. This type of play can burn up a lot of energy. Of course, it develops motor development and physical fitness, as well as confidence. Third, the socio-dramatic play. This is when children act out experiences such as playing house, going to the shops, or going to a restaurant. It is a venue for a child to express his or her thoughts and feelings, experiences. And when done in a group, it helps develop turn-taking and group interaction. Social play. It is any social or interactive situation where the expectation is that everyone will follow the set rules, like during a game or while making something together. This develops sportsmanship, turn-taking, cognitive and social skills. Now, creative play allows children to explore, try out new ideas, and use their imagination. They can use lots of different items, altering something and making something new. You will find in the lesson plans a lot of process art activities. In these activities, the end result is of lesser importance than the process itself. These allow for more creativity, and through these activities, the children learn to value experiences rather than end results. Communication play is a kind of play using words and gestures. Examples are charades, telling jokes, play acting. This develops cognitive skills, critical and abstract thinking, creativity, and imagination. Dramatic play is when children figure out roles to play, assign them, and then act them out. We do a lot of pretend play activities in preschool, and it's done in many different ways. It can be through songs, storytelling, role-playing, so many ways to do it. Locomotor play is movement for movement's sake, just because it's fun. Things like chase, tag, hide and seek, and tree climbing fall into this category. Deep play is play which allows the child to encounter risky experiences and conquer fears like heights, snakes, and creepy crawlies. Some find strength they never knew they had to climb obstacles or lift large objects. This helps develop a child's confidence. So be sure to let your children explore the outdoors, to feel the earth, and to be one with nature. Exploratory play is when a child uses the senses of smell, touch, and even taste to explore and discover the texture and functions of things around them. This gives the child sensorial stimulation and helps him discover so many things. We include a lot of sensory-rich activities. They could be as simple as having a box or bin filled with texture-rich materials, which the child may just explore. There are no rules. This could mean hours and hours of fun and learning for the child. Fantasy play. This is the make-believe world of children. This type of play is where the child's imagination gets to run wild and they get to play out things that are unlikely to occur, like being a pilot or driving a car. Well, that wouldn't be very unlikely when they grow up into adults, but for now, let them just fantasize. Imaginative play is play where the conventional rules which govern the physical world do not apply, like imagining you are a bee or pretending you have wings. Mastery play. It is control of the physical and affective ingredients of the environments, like digging holes or constructing shelters. Object play is play which uses sequences of hand-eye manipulations and movements like using a paintbrush. Role play is play exploring ways of being, although not normally of an intensely personal, social, domestic, or interpersonal nature. For example, brushing with a broom, dialing with a phone. Lastly, recapitulative play. It is play that allows the child to explore ancestry, history, stories, rhymes, even fire and darkness. We should provide our children play experiences that will allow them to know who they are and understand their own culture. Find out how things came to be. Telling them stories are a great way to do this. And yes, story time with your children is still playtime. I am pretty sure that your children have engaged in some of the types of play that I mentioned. Well, at least I hope they have. Those types of play are self-directed and come naturally to children. Give a child an object, any object, and he or she will eventually find a way to play with it. In a child's eyes, that object can be anything. Give a child free space, and he or she will run around. So what is our role in all this? Our role, of course, is to support them in this. And how do we do that? First, we can prepare a safe space for them to play in. Avoid putting too many toys or playthings in that space. That will overstimulate them. Make sure to allow them time for both indoor and outdoor play. Second, choose toys that are age appropriate, safe to play with, and are open-ended, meaning they may be played with in numerous ways. Toys they can construct or build with are the best. Third, play with your children. Go down to their level. Get into their world. Get silly. This will not only make them feel special, but it will also give you a chance to get your child more. Fourth, let your child lead playtime. Let them decide on the theme for that day. Do not be tempted to give the child too much structure. Although there are set activities in our lesson plans, there is still a lot of room for child-directed play. Teachers often find themselves planning an activity with specific goals in mind, only to be taken to a different direction by the students, and that is perfectly okay. Lastly, do not overschedule your children. There is no need to give them one structured play activity after another. Allow them to have some downtime, give them time for free play, a time when you need not intervene. They will let you know when they would like your intervention. So, dear parents, please do not be anxious about the activities and lessons for your children. We will be giving them purposeful activities that are well planned, giving them both structured and unstructured activities. They are designed in such a way that the children will not realize that they are learning or that they are in school, because they will be playing for the most part. But be assured that they will be learning, and in the best way possible. Thank you very much, dear parents. Happy playing and learning with our children.